two, one. Hello, everybody. Why am I here? I don't know. I'll put down some like this is what this one is called spirit called reading because I just felt the urge to turn on the camera and I felt like I was supposed to be in front of the camera. So I got ready and now I'm sitting in front of the camera and you're just as lost as I am as to what this here is meant to be about. So without further ado, Most High God, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your people. So what is it that you want to say to us, Most High? Ah, well, I guess this is a public service announcement. So I've been told to do a report on what has been happening to me lately. Last night, me and Malika were talking, and she mentioned that lately there's been a lot of works going on in our neighborhood. All of a sudden, there's always workmen here and there doing this and that. So, what has been happening is the water has changed. The water, those of you who saw my water quality video, it's like there's an added ingredient to that. It's like I can't really see it, but I detect it in how my body responds to it. How I know it's the water is because ice is a thing that's regularly eaten in my house. Malika eats ice, I eat ice. So we make it every day and we crack it up because we like small pieces, like crushed ice type thing. It's like a nice little refreshing snack to us. That's how we basically drink our water. We don't really drink water, but we do like to consume water via eating it, like ice. So what we've noticed is our our there's more vaginal discharge than usual. Now over the last couple of days, I've been eating a lot more ice than Malika has. I realized that she hasn't been eating as much. So when I told her what was happening to my body, she told me as well that she had a little bit of it. So then I put the mathematics together and realized, well, they put something in our water that's tampering with our reproductive tract. Okay, what exactly are they trying to do? I don't know. But it's causing um, more discharge. And the discharge color looks a little, it looks different to regular discharge. Regular discharge is more kind of white to like cream. This one seems to have like a little more tinge of a yellow to it. So I don't know what they're doing to my reproductive tract, but I know that they're trying to stop the Messiah from being born because this is a very valuable portal that very valuable beings will enter this earth through. So they think that they could stop it. Anywho, so I've been told to tell you guys that part. Now, what they've been doing as well is now that the body's producing more discharge than normal, because don't really wear panty liners, don't have to, because the body's acting normal. But when they sabotage the body and it's producing more discharge, you don't want your panty seat to get wet and then your pants get wet or your sheets get that. It's disgusting. So that you put on a panty liner. Now what I realized been happening is when I put on the panty liner, I get this burning sensation, which I didn't realize it was the panty liner. I thought it was whatever they put in the water that's causing the excess discharge, that's causing a burning and itching in my region. So yesterday I was kind of analyzing the situation. I was wearing the liner, and I realized that I'm getting like a itching and burning, and I'm not used to that type of stuff. So then I decided, how did this work now? So after I felt that, I decided to go and change it, and then I decided to put uh, put on a fresh one, and I put a layer of Vaseline on me so that any wetness that come out, it will kind of block it from touching me, because I'm thinking it's the actual discharge that's causing that burning sensation. Come to find out that it wasn't, because what I ended up, I don't remember how I discovered that it wasn't that, but I decided, because I know they did it to Malika before when we were living at the older house. So I made these little strips for Malika. I had like a towel, like a microfiber towel, and I just cut it in strips so that when she put on the panty liner, she put the towel over it so that it puts a barrier between her skin and the panty liner. So what I discovered in short is that they sabotage the panty liner. So see the trick now. So they sabotage the water, cause my body to produce excess discharge, and then they sabotage the panty liner. So when I run to put on the panty liner, I start getting this itching. I'm not supposed to be relating the two of them together. I'm supposed to think that, yeah, it's what's happening with my body that's causing the itching. See, now I'm talking to my 144,000, cause and others, because it could, other people could be doing these tricks to you. So what I was thinking about this in the show, I was saying, well, don't always be so quick to run to the doctor, because you don't know if you could even trust the doctor. So when anything is happening to your body that's causing you to malfunction, make sure you've exhausted or analyzed every possible option before you decide to seek outside, because people, well, we got enemies, okay, that'll do stuff. They spend their time thinking of evil plans and evil things to do. That's what they love to do. That's what they do. So it's for us to recognize when they're using these attacks, because it's basically a chemical attack on me. Okay. So yeah, so God just told me to mention that to somebody, mostly to the 144,000. Okay, because if they know who we are, then chance you will be under attack, and you're not meant to know what they're doing. But before you start panicking and running around like a headless chicken looking for a doctor or some other professional to help you, which most likely is going to be one of their agents, because if they know who you are, whoever your doctor is, trust me, they're one of them. Your dentist is one of them. Your fucking probably supermarket, your corner store shop, everybody's involved. That's how they work on us. Okay. so so yeah, my mission today is to design uh like a little pouch, because something, I figure our solution for this would be to buy underwear specifically for when they're attacking us with whatever they're doing to cause us to have like excessive discharge. Okay, have panties for specifically for that, but the pads, they're sabotaging the pads, so we can't allow that to touch our skin. However, we do need that added protection. So I guess my mission today is to make pouches that we could put the pads in, but I need to be able to attach it to the underwear so that it doesn't move about, because the plastic, the sticky back on the pads, the sanitary pads, they actually stop them from moving about to keep it in place. So I'm gonna have to replace all that engineering. I figure I would do it with like a Velcro. And this is how we have to live, okay? But you see, we are survivors. God gave me the right name, and God knew why it wanted to call me Survivor. You see, I've been through a lot of weird shit. And yeah, I don't go to doctors. I don't trust doctors. Don't even trust the corner shop guy like that. You know, like nobody can be trusted because any when you're a person like me, no matter where you go, they know where you go. They know who you deal with. They know what you buy. So if they want to attack you, they hire these people. They manipulate these things. Their job is to study you. They have all day to study you. Okay, so they basically know everything. They know who you talk to, they know who you don't talk to, they know who you get along with. And if they can't get to you, they get to the people closest to you so that they can isolate you and all these things. I don't know why God wanted me to tell you all this, but I guess that's the topic for today. Well, for that one. So saying all that to say, when you see anything going wonky with your body, before you start believing that there's something actually wrong with you, analyze the things that you're using so that you can eliminate them as a possibility. Okay, so pay attention to what you eat and how it makes you feel. Pay attention to what your body's doing and what you're wearing, and start eliminating things. So you have to basically turn scientist. Okay, so that you can start eliminating the factors that may or may not be causing your malfunction before you start running to outside help. Because like I said, if you're one of the 144,000 like me, chances are your doctor, your dentist, your children's school teacher, maybe even some of your family members, all these people work for these people who target us, whose job it is to stop us. The children of the darkness, those who want the world to stay asleep, those who want the world to be under their command. Those people, those who oppose God's plan for humanity, those people. Okay, so the next topic I'm being told to tell you all about is not yesterday, day before yesterday morning. I was having a dream. I woke up, I don't remember who was in the dream or what the hell was going on in the dream, but between my sleep and wake, I woke up having long conversation with whoever I was talking to, and the topic was that elders don't give the youngers enough of a listening ear. I know that this is a touchy one, but there is a war on for our youth right now, because if you capture the youth, you capture the future. If you can control the youth, you can control the future. So there's a war on for our children. Those same sons and daughters of the darkness, they want the minds of our children so that they could get them to continue the evil work that they've started, or to assist. Okay, and as the mothers, the aunties, the dads, the uncles, the cousins, the grandfathers, as people who this younger generation are supposed to be able to look upon for unity, if we dismiss what they have to say, and I'm guilty of this too, yeah, so don't feel like I'm excluding myself. This is a message for myself too. If we continue to exclude what they have to say as nonsense, and we just sort of cut off communication with them and increase the generation gap between us, then there's nothing to counteract the sons and daughters of the darkness actually winning their minds because they're paying them attention. They might be influencing them into wrong thinking, wrong actions, um, things that are meant to make them self-destruct. They may be influencing it. They may be influencing our youngsters into that, but because there's no positivity in them to counteract what these people of the darkness are doing, our youth are more inclined to join and trust in the nonsense that they're being taught by the evil people. Okay? So, what we need to do as elders who know better, who have lived, who see the game, who understand where, well, understand the difference between good and evil and the consequences, the short term and long term consequences of doing good and or doing evil. What we need to do, even though we know that our youth have some kind of warped mindsets, we need to give them an opportunity to speak their truth so that we first understand where they're at mentally. Do not hesitate to ask them to elaborate, because this is how you undo the spell that the evil people are putting in their minds. What do I mean by that? I mean, just by questioning them. Okay, because let me start like this. The evil people, they are enemies of the truth. And the fact that they are enemies of the truth, that means that whatever is not true, it has no power and it cannot prevail. Unless it's being blindly followed. So, what we are to do to our children, or do for our children, is to give them a chance to deep dive into any philosophies that you think they they hold as true. Give them a chance to deep dive. Instead of telling them things, ask them questions. And when, as they start to search for the answer in their mind, they will then see that something is wrong here. Okay, because as we realize, because of this generational gap, our children, they're not really inclined to listen to us most of the time. Number one, you know that when you're young, you feel like you know everything. Let's just admit that. Until you experience life and you start to get to realize, probably at like 28, 29, 30, for some of us, we start to realize, damn, I don't really know nothing about nothing, do I? And then you look back at your younger self and you remember when you thought you knew everything. Okay, that's where they're at now. So remember yourself as a youth, and it doesn't mean that who you were as a youth is who they are to a T. It doesn't mean that's who they are exactly, but just know that there are similarities with who you were as a youth and how you saw yourself when you were their age, and how they now see themselves and the world at their age. Okay, so put yourself in their shoes to some respect, and realize as well that we were once that generation that the elders thought were just defective. Realize that, okay? Because it's true, we were once them, okay? So we need to bridge that generation gap between our youth and ourselves by giving them a chance to share who they are and how they think with us. Whether they're right or wrong is irrelevant. What you're doing is giving yourself a chance to get to know them, because you might be surprised. Everything about the way that they think and the way that they behave is not wrong. especially when we take into account that the world is changing. Okay, so it's good to have an old school mindset in some cases. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But in some cases, we the elders, we need to upgrade who we are so that we can maneuver ourselves in this new environment well. And we need the youth to help us do it because they understand, especially when it comes to technology. That's just one area, okay, of life that everybody knows the youth, that them run things right now. Okay, so what I'm saying in essence is we need to stop assuming that our youngers, yes, they're quite warped because those who are in charge of society, they made them that way through the school system, through the in entertainment, through the whatever else they get involved in. And you know what's missing from their lives? The wisdom of we, their elders. So we need to criticize them less, listen to them more, and question them more so that you get to think and they get to think. We need to treat each other with a level of respect. Okay? Because if we want to save our youth, aka save the future, we need to be able to relate to them and they need to be able to relate to us, and there need to be a natural exchange of respect amongst us where we both feel listened to, valued, and taken seriously. Right. Okay, so I think that's it. So I'm just gonna get back to my crazy life now, where Babylon keep fighting against me because who I am naturally is a fight against them. It's not like say I woke up and said, yeah, I'm a fight against Babylon today. I'm just being me and who I am because I respect the truth and I live truth. They're naturally, they naturally, their system get hurt because of who I am, and because I naturally hurt their system, they unnaturally come and hurt me. So, but it's a small price to pay because if we want a better tomorrow, we have to make it that way, and everything comes at a price. I just saw the thing go. So it's either you're gonna pay the price and get the reward at the end, or you're gonna quit. And I is not going to quit. So if that's gonna mess with my love life, if that's gonna mess with my home life, if that's gonna mess with my work life, if that, yo, God gonna keep me up. Okay? Until time come to change my fate. But I know what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is stay on track. I don't care what falls or who falls by the wayside. Because why? When it comes to the who falling, we all need to realize that it's our responsibility to hold to the Most High God. When it comes to purpose, nobody, 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 nobody is to be put before God's calling on your life. Why? Because that's how the enemy gets you. You're going to develop such a soft spot for your youth that you're going to desert what God told you to do for your youth. Don't you know that God has the power to make you win in your purpose and get to see the best of your youth? Preserve your youth. We have no business limiting God. So when I said what I said, it could make me look cold, but I'm not cold. It's because of what I know. And I know these things because I've been living this fight since 2008 consciously. But I know that these people have been after me since I was a baby. Okay, which is probably why God made my childhood. Right now, I don't know who my mother is. I realized that I was stolen as a baby, and I don't know who my mother is. I don't even know who my father is, but I think that God did that to protect me. Because lineage, bloodline, it holds a lot of weight in our society. But not to stray from what I was saying. So I was saying your purpose. If we all were to live in our purpose, you would see how all the pieces of the puzzle would fit together. But me personally, I'm not a person who loves perfection. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think perfection is boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. And that's not me fighting against God's plan for us. Because I have no power to do that. But I am entitled to my opinion. And my opinion is a little bit of distortion, you know? I don't know. It just keeps life interesting. Or at least it motivates us. It leads us to innovation. You know what I'm saying? It leads us to grow. That's how I see challenges and difficulties, and because a lot of the things that I know is because of the challenges that the evil ones brought into my life. Those children of darkness, they come in my life and they introduce me to all kind of wicked things, and now I have to find counteractions, whether I pray for the counteractions or somebody telepathically send me a message or whatever. But I've learned a lot, and it's through the distortions. But then who's to say that the evil ones aren't living their purpose? Hmm, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to judge. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, when it comes to evil people, okay, because we tend to see God as just mainly good, but the truth is, God is the author of good and evil. God made them both. So, if we're gonna think that somebody that's in their purpose doing good is actually in their purpose, then is it correct to also think that these people of the darkness who are doing evil are also walking in their purpose? I don't know. I'm actually asking a question. I don't know. Well, that's a good question. Maybe I'll do a reading on that. Should I? No, I won't. You know why? Because I don't like you. I don't like you. You don't treat me right. And I'm not going to help you to see your way forward. The access that I have to the cheat codes of life, you ain't getting it. So fuck you. You can stay in the darkness and wonder your life away, or not care. Either way, it don't matter. I'm not helping you. Eh? I'm not empowering you. Period. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm done chatting now. What did I call myself? You're listening to Chanel FM. No, Chanel Radio 109.9 FM. So you're listening to Chanel Radio 109.9 FM. Signing out. Thank you guys for listening. Bye bye.